Welcome to This Wasn't on the MLS. I'm your host, Sean, and co host,
I'm Megan.
and we are here to talk real estate. And
And other problems. I mean, good things.
so this is our first episode ever,
Ever.
and we're going to start out with letting Megan tell you a little bit about herself.
We are a Northeastern Poconos real estate team. And we happen to be married too. What else? We have two kids. We're both from New Jersey, but we didn't meet in New Jersey. We actually met out here. Um, and yeah, we're kind of just going to jump in today about the differences, I guess you might say, if you're moving to the Poconos. Um, what's different between New Jersey and out here, which there are so many things.
Yeah, there's a lot of adjustments coming from Jersey to Pennsylvania, and it's definitely very different from people who want to transition from vacationing here to going full
Living
time.
full time. Yeah, for sure. Um, we're not going to sugarcoat anything. Going to be really honest about what we actually feel about living out here. And we might both have different opinions. You don't know. So, what do you want to start with?
Start wherever you want to start.
Well, I'll start with so I moved out here, um, God, I want to say 2016, which was 10 years ago. And I went to college in East Stroudsburg. I went to high school at Ridge High School in New Jersey in Basking Ridge, which is where I am originally from. And I would say, I don't know if the schooling systems are any different out there. I guess maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I never went to school out here either. I finished high school in New Jersey, so
Yeah.
I moved out here in 2010, right after I finished high school. So I really never got to be in the school system, but our daughter's in the school system, and so far it's been great, and she loves it.
Yeah. Um, as real estate agents, we're not allowed to give opinions about schooling or anything else like that, but um, we do currently like the school that our kids are going to. With that being said, environmentally wise, it is a lot colder here than in New Jersey, even though it could be like an hour away. So that's one thing. I mean, this year we've had crazy weather, so it's been probably a lot colder this year than it has other years.
Yeah, this year's definitely been a lot colder and more snow than we've been getting. I mean, when I first started coming up here, we used to get a lot of snow. Like there would be constantly inches, well, feet of snow on the ground.
Well, yeah, we had that one
And
storm, like what, 6 years? It had to be 6 years ago now that we all lost power for what? Oh, at least I did when I was living out here. I lost power for a week,
yeah,
maybe even over a week.
yeah, that's another thing. Like sometimes in these rural areas, you can go a while without getting power back. So it's nice to have a generator for some backup.
Yeah. I would highly, we don't even have a whole house generator,
Yeah.
but I would highly recommend for somebody to get a whole house generator. I mean, our power lines are underground in our neighborhood, which is nice. So, like, trees can't fall on power lines in our neighborhood, but like, if a tree falls on the main road, which is what powers our neighborhood, then we will lose power. But since we lived here, it hasn't gone
Yeah,
out.
so
It's
far it has.
flickered.
Yeah, so far it has not gone out, but we've been lucky. It does help having the underground power lines, but a lot of these communities they don't have them, so you do lose power a lot more often, especially when we get like the ice storms
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah, I would say if you're going to move into a private community, like the private communities lose power all the time in storms and everything else. And PP&L can sometimes take a little bit to get to you, especially if there's a lot of people that are out. So, yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is shopping and transportation. For shopping, if you live like somewhere in Holly or I don't know, like even in Greeley or Pleasant Mount, which is like so far out, you're not going to have a grocery store within like 5 minutes that you're used to. Like when I lived in New Jersey, I could literally take 2 turns and I was at the grocery store. My mom would go to the grocery store almost every day because it was convenient to home. Like she would come home from work and she would stop at the grocery store and then come home. Most people out here, they go shopping once a week for their entire week, or once every 2 weeks even, if it could be to the extreme of being 20 to 30 minutes from a grocery store. That was a big adjustment for me, was not having places to go, like somewhere to go. Would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think what you said is right. Like we're lucky, we're convenient. We're like what, 8 minutes to the store,
Well,
10
yeah,
minutes to a
if we want to
store.
go to that store.
Yeah, but like when we used to live down in Greentown, we'd go once a week because a good grocery store was 30 minutes away.
Yeah, when we lived in Greentown, we wanted to go to Sam's Club, but then we would end up doing like, I don't even think it was once a week. Like sometimes we were once a month. Like that's
Yeah, we
how
were
inconvenient it was.
yeah, we just do giant
Yeah.
shopping at one time, just bulk of everything, just so we didn't have to go to the
Because it's a
store.
whole day. So like if you want to do something on your Saturday, you could forget it because you're going shopping literally the whole day. It took how long? Like 30 to 45 minutes to get there.
Like 30 minutes.
And then you'd be shopping, and then you might as well go to the other grocery store while you're out. And then you really wouldn't be getting home till later in the afternoon, right?
Yeah.
So it's just something to consider. We lived in, me personally, I lived in Hawley. I've lived in Lake Ariel, and we both lived together in Greentown. And I would say since then, we've moved to Jefferson Township, which is Lackawanna County technically, but it's right on the border of Wayne County. And the convenience is way better here than we had in Greentown. But then the other side of it was like, we miss Greentown because it was just so quiet there. And we had this like small little cute house, and it was simpler, I guess you could say, but this is more, where we live now is more convenient to everything. We didn't like, personally, and I don't want to bash anybody's business or anything like that, but the grocery store that was in Greentown, we didn't care for. So that's why it was a little bit inconvenience for shopping for us, because we would go out of our way to not go there.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, there's other grocery stores for sure, but that was not ideal.
Yeah. And I think like if you move up here too, there's also a big difference between moving up here having kids and moving up here to retire.
Oh yeah.
Like, because like you do have to watch which school districts and which area you go into. And like with being in Jersey, we used to just get on our bikes and ride around all day, meet up with our friends, do what we want, and you really don't have that around here.
No.
You don't have that convenience. Some of the communities, it's a little more free where kids can kind of do that, but like even where we are, we're in a little development, but you got, what is it, three roads in here, and then you have a main stretch of highway basically.
Right.
So we can't really just send our kids out riding for hours, and
No.
they can't go to like a convenience store
No.
because they feel like it.
No, and I used to, when I was living in Jersey, when I was younger, I used to ride my bike to my high school sometimes. We used to go to the little shopping mall that was like in town. I used to ride my bike to get my hair done. Like we could ride our bike everywhere, and there were sidewalks everywhere. We don't have, some neighborhoods have sidewalks, but
Not
majority do not have
Yeah.
sidewalks. So there's that. Like the communities have low mile per hour speed limits, right? But like, I don't know. I wouldn't let our daughter, go riding into town. That's just
No,
how
and
I
even
feel.
from here she can't really because there's a main stretch
Yeah.
highway and you can't do it. But like where I grew up, it was nice. You just got on your bike. We would go down to Blockbuster and rent movies on a Friday with my friends, and we'd get to do kind of whatever we wanted and didn't have to worry about anything.
Yeah. So do you miss living in New Jersey?
There's things I miss about it. I think like when I was growing up, I think I kind of just wanted to get out of there so bad because I was always into like dirt biking and quadding and fishing and hunting and all that, and you don't have that in New Jersey. I mean, you have fishing and you can go hunting, but you can't just hop on an ATV and go ride it around, which
Yeah.
I used to love doing. But I think now, as an adult, I think I didn't appreciate it as much living down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like, obviously Jersey is quadruple the amount of money that's here, but I don't think, like, if I could, I would like bringing up my kids back where I grew up just because of the convenience of everything. And it was a lot of fun being able to just do kind of what you wanted and not have to worry.
Yeah. Yeah, for Sean wants to live in warmer weather, but for me, I don't know. Like, I feel like, unfortunate circumstances is the reason why I ended up out here in the first place, which maybe we'll get into those, on another episode. But now I'm talking like 10 years ago, so it's not like this was yesterday. So let's hold the drama. But he's kicking the camera, but it's fine. I've really adjusted to here. And it's funny because when I first came out here, I'm not gonna lie, I hated it here because it's so different from New Jersey, and it really is. And there are people sometimes that like buy a house out here, and then they're like, "Oh my God, like I'm leaving 2 years later," and they go and sell their house, So it's a different way of living, and you really do have to change your entire lifestyle once you do come out here because it's not the same at all, And the weather's colder and winters are longer, but
Yeah, you're definitely going to be paying a lot more for heat around here.
a lot more for heat, but a lot less in taxes.
Yeah. A lot less.
Yeah. So it's beautiful though in the summer. I mean,
It is.
it's awesome in the summer. Like lake life is great. And
Yeah,
you
we're
do
right by
adjust.
we're right by Lake Wallenpaupack, so lake life
Yeah.
is big around here in the summer.
Right. Yeah, it's huge. There's a lot to do in the summer too, and when you are local, you don't even go to half of it because it's like so many. What's the dog doing? I'm not editing any of this, just so you know. I don't even remember what I was saying, but yeah, summers are great. Winters are, they're not super great, but I'm also always cold, so,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, constantly cold. 20%.
Always cold. So I'm cold right now. But which is why I don't like prefer going outside in the winter. I mean, I do for work, but that's about it. Any other thoughts on New Jersey and differences? It's quieter here.
Yeah, it's definitely quieter here. Nothing that I could really think of.
I think the other point, actually, I just thought of something. I love that we get to interact with people from New Jersey all the time out here, though. Like, if I could say one highlight, like my entire family on my mom's side, excuse me, is from Long Island. And we get so many people coming out here and buying from Long Island. So, like, I just love interacting with them. And we get a ton of people buying from New Jersey. I'm losing my voice. We're going to have to stop this soon. We have a ton of people from New Jersey coming in. So it's fun to talk to them. And every so often I get like a 908 area code phone call. I'm like, they must be where I'm from. So I love when that happens, though. And I feel like we can relate to those people a lot better than a native person that has lived here their entire lives. So if they're coming to talk to us about like living out here, we're a good source for that in a sense, because I've at least lived in like all the towns in this area. And so have you, like partially, right?
Yeah.
So.
I've lived in Gouldsboro, Newfoundland, Moscow, Roaring Brook,
Jefferson Township,
Greentown. So
yeah,
we've moved to a lot of houses.
Yeah. But even like those places are so close together, but at the same time, they're like, if you live here, it's so different than living here. Like
if you go into Newfoundland or Gouldsboro, there's really nothing there.
Yeah.
You're really out in the middle of nowhere. And then when we moved to Moscow, you're right on top of each other, and you could, if you really wanted to, you could walk down to the store.
Yeah.
But like the convenience store, you could walk down to there.
I wouldn't. But yeah, you could. It's close enough. It's just like people don't do that. But some people do. Like there are sidewalks and stuff like that. Moscow, I would probably compare most to New Jersey because everything's proximity-wise right there, and they do have sidewalks in Moscow. So like right on Main Street. But definitely over here and like Lake Ariel area and Hawley, those are all like state road. Like 590 to get from Lake Ariel to Hawley is a state road. Yeah. So it's like, why would you send your kid out on their bike on a state road where people are going 55 miles per hour? It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. So it's definitely different. We always talk about how we somewhat wish we could raise our kids the same way we were raised. And I know people say that all the time, though. That's not a thing that we're just saying. But more of, do I wish we were back in New Jersey? No. Do I wish I could send my kids out on their bike to go down to the store? Yeah, I do. Like we had, and I think it was more of a 90s thing and early 2000s thing too. I don't know if parents in New Jersey are sending their kids on their bikes down the road anymore. Like I
know where I grew up, they still are. They're doing whatever.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm just like paranoid, or I'm just that kind of mom that isn't sending my kid out on her bike and not knowing where she is. But when we grew up, my mom had no idea where I was half the time. Like I was on my bike and she's like, okay, have fun. And she wouldn't see us till.
As long as I showed back up for dinner, it was fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd leave at 8 o'clock in the morning, get back at 6, and they wouldn't even wonder where we were.
Yeah. And like, I think I got my first flip phone when I was in like 7th or 8th grade. And like it hardly worked, you know. But before even 7th and 8th grade, like I was going out on my bike and we didn't have phones or anything like that. But I don't know how they kept their paranoia in check and stuff like that, but I think it has a lot to do with the media now. So
I think so.
just telling us everything that's going on so we know what's going on, whereas back then there wasn't as much access to it. So yeah. Thanks for watching. This wasn't on the MLS. We'll try and do better next time. It's our first one, so give us some grace.
Thank you for watching, and we'll keep getting better every time we do it.
Yeah.